Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles,
Yep.
he has a management team that is made up of all women, like
Right.
4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
They run his entire team.
His entire operation.
Yep. So,
You know what he said? He's quoted as saying, I love that they make me think differently.
mm-hmm.
And that's everything you need to know about when you build a team.
But he also said, he goes, because they're for all intents and purposes, they're all pretty women. They're all attractive women. But they're all extremely good at their job, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And I love what he said. He goes, I found the people that best fit the job and what I was looking for. They just turned out to be women. And I thought that was a really, good answer that you don't hear from a lot of people. And I really appreciated that he, he stuck up for them. It's like, it has nothing to do with that. Like, they're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
And, it made me think of some of the situations I've been in personally where I've been in a woman's hands and I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. When I had my colon taken out, luckily my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law are both in the medical field, and my sister hooked me up with the doctor, and it's this German woman. I mean, she's American, but she German descent.
Mm-hmm.
And I flew down here to Arizona because we weren't living here at the time, met with her. And she said to me, after looking at all the information, she was like, well, she goes, you got kids? And I was like, yeah. She goes, how old? And I said, at the time, I think Dominic was like 5, Liv was 7, something like that. And she's like, young kids. Okay. She's like, so she's like, if you want to see him graduate from high school, she's like, you're going to let me take your colon out. And I literally was like, okay. That was how the conversation, and I'm not kidding, that was how the conversation went down. And she's like, unfortunately, she's like, with Lynch syndrome that you have, your father's history, your grandmother's history, she's like, we need to take it out. And I was 38 years old. So it's like, it was a very interesting position to be put in. It was one that I had known was probably coming for over 10 years. I found out at 25, I had the same thing my dad had. So when it came time to find my doctor, I just was lucky. And because I have doctors in my family, they hooked me up. And I always tell this story, and I say that my doctor was the doctor's doctor. And if you don't know what that is first off, there's a lot of laws that doctors aren't supposed to treat their family members, but because of that, doctors do a lot of favors for each other. So they'll be like, hey, my brother needs a surgery, would you do it? That kind of thing. And so a doctor's doctor is when you have a doctor in your family and they say, I'm taking you to this person, they're the best at what they do, because they know. They've been in the operating room with them. They're in the hospital with them. They know who's best at what they do, who has the best reputations. They're not going to give their family to just anybody. So I was lucky enough to get a doctor's doctor. And my surgery ended up going long because she couldn't connect what was left of my small intestines where it needed to go. And it was about a 30% chance that I was going to end up needing a bag, but I didn't want one. And there was a thing called a J pouch that they could do where I wouldn't need a stoma or a colostomy bag. And so she said she was like probably 2 minutes away from scrapping it and giving me the stoma, the bag. And she's like, something told me to try again. She went in there, tried again, and, she got it. And it's just, I think back to that, and everybody that works for her, they're all women.
Yeah.
Her entire practice is women. I have my dentist that I go to that straightens my teeth, that takes care of me right up the road here. And when I sat back and I really paid attention, it's all women, not one man in the room, in the place. And I actually asked him about it. So it's like, I look around and I'm like, I have all these women in my life that are strong women that work these jobs that lives literally depend on them every single day. And then you hear stories like this and it's like, yeah, that's not real surprising.
No, not at all. And it's, one thing, a little bit of pushback on you is, you dealing with a German woman. My mom would talk to
Like
me
your
like that
mom.
every day, every day, every day. You want to see tomorrow? You want to see yourself graduate? Because I'm about to whoop yo.
Yep.
Okay. That's how German women are.
That's the
They are to
reputation
the
she had
point.
in the hospital too.
Even my uncle's like, man, yo aunt, woo, that was my hero. You know what I mean? So it's like I already know.